Hi, everyone. Happy Wednesday. Thank you all so much for joining us this week. My name is Ellis. Happy New Year. Hope everyone had a wonderful time with family and friends this past holiday season. And now we are on to a new year. We are ready to help you guys save time and save money for your agency. So thanks again. We could not have done all this without you all. So just to kind of get started, I just brought you guys to our homepage. This is where you all can find the recorded webinars from the weeks prior. So it's just our regular GovQuote homepage, and right at the top there is a link that says webinar. You just click on that. That is where this recording will be. If you want to share it with any of your colleagues, or if you want to share it with any other agencies, please feel free to. It is right here on our homepage underneath webinar, or you can share our LinkedIn, Twitter, and YouTube channel that also will have this webinar on it as well, and any other previous ones we have done in the past. So that is just, our handle is just GovQuote, GovQuote. So if you ever wanted to find it, you can go like, subscribe to our channel. You'll get notified anytime we put out new videos. So if you're missing it, let's say you missed it one week, you can always go back and find it there. So I want to just touch base on that. And now I'm going to get started. So this week's webinar is just a giant overview of GovQuote, some new features we added last year, just to kind of go over it again with you all, quick refresher. So I'm just going to get started on that. If you guys do have any questions, we'll be answering them towards the end, but feel free to type them out just as the webinar goes on so that you don't forget any questions you may have. You can just chat us, and then I'll be able to answer them at the end. So this right here is going to be your homepage. Anytime you log in, you'll either see a rocket ship or you'll see the published requests you already have out there. Some agencies have some past due requests that are from last year that we want to get closed out, and I can definitely show you how to do that today as well. But this right here is just going to be your published page. Anything that you guys currently have out ready to get quotes on can be found within the main page when you log in. This, for example, is just a published request we have out here today. You also have these 4 tabs located at the top left-hand side. Draft would be anything you start, save for later. So if you're missing, quantity, color, model numbers, things like that, maybe job locations, you can just save it as a draft, start it, save it for later if it's a project for in the future. Published, anything you have out ready to get quotes on live. Awarded, anything you've awarded on or off the platform can be found underneath that tab. And then we also have a canceled tab. That would be anything you've closed out due to other or lost funding, no longer needed. Maybe it's a duplicate request. Anything like that can be found within those 2 tabs. These tabs are also permanent. So once you've awarded it, you can't necessarily go back and unaward and change your idea or anything like that. So they are, in a sense, permanent. You can always go back and republish a request. Just go back and click new request and publish a new one. But those that you have awarded and canceled are officially closed out. These 2 tabs right here, or any of these tabs we have, are really great for your agency's training purposes or just to have on file so that if you do onboard any new employees, you can always show them GovQuote, say, hey, last year we bought office chairs. Here's the audit record. We went with this company. It was this price. You'll be able to see if you bought it from a small business, minority-owned business, or any of those socioeconomic classifications. They're just a great tool to have as a resource for any of your current employees in your agency to show, or any new employees you want to bring on. So this whole site is really great for any of those reasonings. Next, I'm just going to go ahead and show you how easy it is to publish a request. Quick refresher on that. It takes about 3 steps. So all we do is you click New Request, and you have this super simple form to fill out. How it goes, you just name your request of a product or service you're looking for. I'm just going to do a really generic one. I'm just going to do computer. Here I'm going to type in, I'm looking for an HP. I need quantity of 25, 50 megabytes, any of that details you want to put here. You want to be as detailed as you possibly can. And the reason for that is so when a vendor sees your request, they know exactly what you're looking for and they can quote you accurately. If you're missing some information, vendors might come back with questions or may ask if you'll accept alternatives if they have, a higher megabyte versus a lower megabyte, things like that. So you want to be as specific as you possibly can in your description. Right below that, you'll have how many quotes you want to allow to receive. What this means is our site is based on a first come, first serve basis. So if you only allow 5 quotes in, the first 5 vendors that respond are going to be the quotes you get back. You can select 5, 10, 15. Unlimited is always my suggestion. And the reason I suggest unlimited is because you'll have a due date set. Our system automatically sets it out for 1 week. You can change that however you'd like. We recommend doing between 2 to 3 business days. But when you select unlimited, it gives the chance to any vendor to respond within that time frame. So it doesn't max them out. So that you can change there. Due date, you can do date and time. Here's a time down here. You can do it down to the minutes. And then at the way bottom, you can attach any files you may have. So if you have pictures, if you already have a document with all the line items, if you have a requisition form, you can always just drag and drop those there, upload them so that the vendor can just read that instead of typing in a big description here. So that is step 1. Step 2, selecting your categories. This is how we match you up with your vendors. So all it is, it's based on keywords. So I'm just going to type in computer. And anything that relates to computer will pop up below. You can select as many categories as you'd like. When a vendor creates an account, they select the categories and the location that they can sell or service to. So any vendor that falls underneath the computers category that sells to Florida will be notified about this request. Maybe if you're looking for a computer and a computer printer or computer accessories, however you'd like, you can select as many or just one. Next step, you'll hit save as a draft. It will have you review your request to make sure you don't have any spelling errors, you selected all the categories you want, your description's full. If you are happy with the way you published your request, just hit publish. There you go. Your quote is live, ready to get quotes on. Makes it super easy. Now, you're probably wondering, all right, I published my request. Where do all my quotes go? All your quotes will appear right here at the bottom left-hand side. It says it's due in 7 days. You can always go back and edit your request. So if the quantity changes or you want to add a shipping address to here, you can simply click edit your request. Another button we have is the share request button. This allows you to share your request with any vendor you'd like. You can either click this link, copy it, or you can click the mail icon. It'll generate an email for you. And this link is specific per request. So if you have someone that you currently buy your computers from, you can share this link with them, say, hey, working on GovQuote, it's free for you to use. Have them create an account, submit their quote on here. That way, all your quotes are in one area or in one platform. You can see it all on your audit record. Everything is tracked. So it's really great to share it with your vendors. And it's also a plus for your vendors so that maybe they're seeing open opportunities that they might not know about currently. So it just shares it with everyone. And then last, you have the view audit, which will show you when you published your request, who responded, who was solicited, who you went with, whether it was canceled, it was awarded, anything like that can be found in your audit record, which you can either save as a PDF, keep on the platform, share it with another user you have on GovQuote, print it out. So that is the 3 tabs we have here. Now that you published your request, you can find it again under the My Requests tab. And I will show you how a vendor responds. So as you can see here, this vendor has responded. $10,000, great. You can click on their quote and you can see they submitted a chat to you. You can chat them back. Thank you so much. Oops. And you can send them a message. It is all connected to your email. So when a vendor responds to your request, you'll get an email alert about it. You can say thanks, respond directly through your email, log in, you can check it out if they attached any pictures. There you go. So this is how you're able to discuss with this vendor if there's any changes or if you want to work with them further, if they need to fill out any forms. You can just chat with them here directly without having to give out your email or your phone number. It's all connected right here on the site. Another great tool we have here as well is this group chat feature. And what the group chat allows you to do is message everyone at one time who has responded on your request. So if, let's say, the quantity changes, you can just chat everyone in a group chat and say, hey, new quantity is 30. It sends out a notification to everyone saying the new quantity is 30. That way you don't have to go back and edit your request or message each individual vendor about the new update. Maybe a vendor has asked you a question that you want to share with the rest of the group chat them. Just say, hey, we got asked if we'll accept alternatives. We are only accepting brand specific products. Send the message right there. You can even attach any files you may want. So that is the group chat. That is also how to chat with a vendor. Now you can also award directly on here, which also is a great place for you guys to keep track of anything you guys are spending as well. So what you do is you just click this button right here, select as best quote. It'll ask you if you're sure. And there you go. Now you have awarded that request. And now you can continue the conversation still on GovQuote. And you can message them saying, we will cut the PO next week. If they need to fill out any forms, you can message them here. They're able to chat with you back. And then when you're ready to get that payment in, you can bring that off the platform. But that's just how to award a request. It makes it super duper easy to do. I'm just going to go back into my requests. Let's say you're in your request and you just realize you don't have funding for it anymore. You wanted to buy new computers, you lost the funding for it, not a problem. You are able to cancel requests. It is this big red cancel button at the bottom. You'll select your cancellation reason. We'll use GovQuote again. You can enter an explanation, you can enter in comments, and you can cancel the request as well. So now you're able to find those requests under the awarded tab and also under the canceled tab. So that is how to use the published, awarded, canceled, as well as how to publish a request, how to chat with those vendors. It is very important to keep these vendors informed of your process. Since they do not have your phone number or your email, they will be contacting you through the site on the chat, just how I showed you earlier. So it's really important to stay attentive on your emails that come in from GovQuote. You can reply directly back on your email, so you don't even need to log in. But it is important to just keep an eye out for the GovQuote emails when you do have published requests so that vendors are able to stay in contact with you on any updates you may have regarding your request. Now I'm just going to quickly go over the settings with you all. And here under settings, you have a profile where it'll have your name, your job title, your phone number. The next tab will show you your agency. So you'll have your agency name, what type of agency you are, your address, employees, and this great feature we have available as well, which is your custom terms and conditions. So what this allows you to do is add in any terms and conditions any vendors need to abide by before submitting a quote over to you. You can include your formal document that has your terms and conditions. You can summarize it and just type it all out right here. You can even add in your vendor registration link so that if they do win, they can already be registered, or that they can have a faster route to register on your website to become a vendor for you. It just helps you speed up that process when it comes to onboarding a new vendor. We understand that that can be a little hectic with the finance department or however else that goes through. So we wanted to create an easier way for you to get in contact with these vendors, to share that information, so that if you do have a new vendor that you're going to work with, that process can be sped up and not take, 2 weeks or a month, depending on how your agency works. So you can either type it out or drag and drop the files. You also have the ability to create custom fields, which means if you wanted to create, in a sense, a uniform look for all of your requests, you can create these custom fields. A lot of agencies have department and just leave it as a line, a text line. They'll save it so that when any of their purchasing agents are requesting quotes, they can fill out which department they're in, so that when a manager looks over this, they can say, all right, this request was from the IT department, this was from Public Works, so forth and so on. So it just keeps everyone informed of who's requesting what on GovQuote. So again, it's just underneath your settings in the custom fields area. You can add as many as you'd like. There's no limit. You can have department, shipping address, you can have quantity. You can add anything pretty much in here, just to make it easier and more streamlined for your agency and your process. Next, we have users, which we encourage you to invite everyone who does purchasing within your agency, whether you're centralized or decentralized. We encourage you to invite everyone who does purchasing on here. That way, you have everyone's audit record in one place, whether they awarded it on or off GovQuote. You will have a record of everything there as well. And if anyone wants to go back and look, you'll be able to see who requested what and when. So we always encourage you to invite your vendors. There is a button that allows them to manage the account. What that means is it allows your users to add in custom fields, add in users, and add in terms and conditions. So if you only want certain admins to have that right, you can just keep that for them, or you can allow everyone in the account to have that as well. So you'll just type in an email address, click add, and then send invitations, or you can just separate them with a comma. The other two tabs are if you want to refer an agency, if you want to refer a vendor, you can do that both ways there. Now, what we have is the All Open Requests tab. And this tab, which is right next to My Requests at the top, this will show you everyone who's currently using GovQuote and has an open request out here today. So you can see who's requesting what, and maybe if you're looking for a similar product or service, you can get an idea of how they worded it, what categories they selected, so that when you are ready to request that quote, you'll have an idea of how you want to do it. So I'm just going to click on one, for example. You can see that they are gotten 4 out of 5 quotes so far. They published it today. They're looking for tables and charts. They have categories, a description. They even attached a file at the bottom. So you're not able to see the quotes they've gotten back, but you're able to see their description of what they put out there. So this just gives you an idea of who else is using us and what they are looking for. So this one's a great one. You can see there are some, they added some custom fields in here. So they have shipping included, tax exempt. And that is just an example of a request. So again, you can't see what they got responses back, but at least you can see how they worded their request in here. So that is the webinar for today. It was just a general idea of what GovQuote does, what are some additional features we added, like the terms and conditions and the custom fields, so that you guys have a better idea and how you can invite your agencies that, other users that you may want to add in here. But now I'm going to open up the floor to anyone who does have questions so we can get those answered and I can help everyone use GovQuote better, because our ultimate goal is to help you all, save that money and save that time when it comes to purchasing. So I'm just going to wait a couple minutes, see if anyone asks any questions, and we'll go from there. Great. So someone asked, how many users can you have in the GovQuote account? And that answer is you can have unlimited. There is no limit to how many users you can have in the GovQuote account. So if you have 100 people that do purchasing or any buying for those quotes below that bid threshold, invite them on here. There is no limit. Great, we got another question in here. The agency has asked, if we have a list of vendors that we want to put on GovQuote, do we have to invite them individually, or can we send you all a list? That is a really great question. You are able to send us a list of your vendors, just the company name and their address, their email address. We can reach out to them, send them out an invitation on your behalf. It would look just like this. I'll show you all real quick. Right here, when you invite a company, we can send this email out for you. That way they'll know that you're inviting them to join GovQuote, and we'll help them get situated with anything they need. Well, that is all the questions we have gotten so far. If you do have any issues or any questions at all, the best way to get a hold of us is this little blue chat box at the bottom right-hand corner. It's a real instant messenger, so you just type in whatever you have a question, or say, hey, can you reach out to me? My number is, blah, blah, blah. We'll be able to give you a call right away. We did get another question. So right now we got the question, is there a way to check to see what vendors are registered in advance? Currently, you can not see what vendors are registered on the site, but you are able to see in your audit record, which I'll show you real quick. You go into my requests, and here's an awarded request right here. Right here where it says notifications, it'll tell you what companies were notified about your request, but you are not able to see which vendors are registered before submitting your quote. Another question, once an award has been made, can we cancel? You can either award it on the platform, or you can cancel it on the site, however you'd like to proceed. But once you hit award on a request, you can't go back and cancel that. That would make it permanent. I don't know if I answered that the best way I understood the question. If you want, you can reword that and resubmit it, or you can chat us and we can talk offline about that. But if you awarded it on the platform, you just click award how I showed you earlier, or you can cancel that request with that big red button. But once you awarded it on the platform, you can't go back and cancel that request. We got another great question. Is it free for vendors to register? There are no fees for vendors to register and to submit quotes on here to win them. They can sign up. You can invite whoever you'd like, and it's free of charge. Well, that is everything for today. If you do think of anything after this webinar, again, chat box, bottom right-hand corner, it's both on our homepage right here, or if you log into your account, you'll also see it at the bottom right-hand corner. So you can just chat us there and we will give you a call. If you have any of our email addresses, depending on your account manager for GovQuote, you can also reach out to us through email, but I think the best way would be just at that chat box and we'll get to you as fast as we can. But thank you all so much. Again, the webinar can be found once we post it on our homepage underneath the webinar tab, also on our YouTube channel, GovQuote. You can just like and subscribe to it if you'd like, as well as we are on LinkedIn and Twitter with just our handle as GovQuote. Happy New Year, everyone. Happy late holidays, and talk to you all so soon.